we are live, everybody. Carl Schultz here, and I'm on my way to the gym right now to pump it up. I'm a little behind. A lot of my friends in Vegas, they were going through the phase of working out and getting buff and whatnot. And I think kind of over here, still going to college. I wasn't really working out my muscles as much as I am after college, and I want to talk about that today because life after college is way different. It is way different. It is work, 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 and a lot of work. And one of the things I'm working on is not only making a lot of money from my job and from different entrepreneurial pursuits and stuff like that, but it's also to work on like friendships and making more friends in my life. And one of those things is really important because you don't want to just work, work, work. You do want to have some friendships. Like for me, I want to have more friends, hang out with a lot of girls, go to movies, like be fine financially by myself, but also go and have a lot of friendships and stuff like that. So, yeah, so what I've noticed, check this out. After you let's talk about why you're going to college. While you're going to college, you may or may not have an independent mindset, meaning you may be living with your mom and dad, or you may be just trying to get by through college, and it's not easy. Let's put it that way. You're struggling and you're trying to get through college, but the thing is, it's different. And it's different when you finally get out of college because you're not going to school full time, right? You're not going to school full time anymore. You're going to be having a real job, and at least I hope you are. Don't make the mistake like I did. As soon as I graduated, I went right into trying to find a job, and then I did get a job, but then I quit the job to go do my entrepreneurial stuff, and I think that's where it bit me in the behind, because I really think it's a good idea to keep a job. When you graduate, get a job. This is my advice, all right? Once you graduate college, don't worry so much about like having the straight and easy, okay, I'm graduated, I'm already gonna have a job lined up, because that's not always how it works. Sometimes you're gonna be unemployed in between there, while you're looking for another job. But I would say right before you're about to graduate, put in, a reasonable amount of applications in, so you get a ton, like that month before you graduate, just put in a ton of applications so that you can start getting interviews lined up, and it'll be a lot easier than if you start applying for jobs at the last minute. And I know a lot of stuff on the internet going around about why work for somebody else when you can be your own boss, whatever. But you know what happens when you don't have money coming in? It sucks. Life is gonna get real hard real quick, and then your whole spiral down thing, yeah, you need a lot of cash flow. And there's nothing wrong, I repeat, there is nothing wrong with having a job. I know a lot of these different motivational things that are going around, like, oh, work, like I said, work for yourself. That's cool. Be entrepreneurial. That is totally awesome, and I want you to do that. But keep a job. If you keep a job, you're going to have income coming in. You're going to be able to pay for the basic things like food, your house to live in. They don't teach this in school. They are not going to teach you how to survive, and that's what the real life is. It's all about survival. And if you're lucky, you'll be doing better than survival. And if you're really lucky, you'll be doing really well in life. And that's what I want for you. I want you to do really well in life. And that's why I'm telling you, cash flow is everything. Yeah, you can go get a house, and put renters in there and get some cash flow, and that's totally cool. That's what I'm talking about. But you got to get to that certain level first, and it's not gonna be easy. You're gonna have to grow spiritually. You're gonna have to start believing in yourself. But life after college is not the same thing. When I was going to college, I was kicking butt. Like I was working as hard as I can, and that work ethic is what translates back over into the real world, right? Once you can learn how to work, and go to college, I think you should work while you're going to college. Like have a job while you're going to college. I think that's a really good idea. So you're kind of getting used to working for other people while you're doing your studies, so you can get a taste of the real world. And just my thoughts on when when you finally get the job or whatever, and you start working for a company, don't worry so much about like, oh my gosh, because I got stuck. I got the job and I was sitting there, I was in my cubicle, and I was like, man, the hell am I doing? I'm supposed to be entrepreneurial or whatever. And what happened was I started thinking like, is this life? Is this what life is supposed to be like? Is this how am I doomed to fail because I'm in this cubicle now and I got a really good job? Am I destined for failure or whatever? And that's not the case. You should be proud that you have a job. When I look around you guys, I see a lot of beautiful things, but I also see a lot of people struggling, like very much struggling, and you do not want to be there. Like I give people money on the streets. You'll see me sometimes. You probably won't, but because I'm usually pretty discreet about it. But I mean, I give people money from time to time. But if you have a job, that's half the battle right there. Because now you don't have anything to worry about. So life after college, everything that you're learning while you're in college is good. Work your butt off in college. Do great. You should go for A's if you can. I know they say like this A's work for the C's, the A students work for the B's, and the B's work for the C's or something like that. Another, I don't know if you call that a misconception or whatever. Just go work as hard as you can in college. Don't worry about some of that propaganda, I guess you could say, from other motivational things like, oh, why work for the other person, or the A's work for the B's. I hung around a lot of A students in college because I was a C student, and when I started working with and working on projects with A students, I went up to their level. So you need to be running with A students, and it's okay to be entrepreneurial and be a student whiz or like that. And so this is just my experience after college, and I worked my butt off when I was going to college, and I barely graduated with a 3.0. So maybe you would want to listen to me, maybe you don't, but I'm just being honest with you that when you get out of college, I think that's a great investment. I think going to college is a brilliant idea. I think you can get a lot of confidence out of going to college. I think it is very, very, very good idea. If I could do it again, I would. I have student loan debt, but I still think it's a very good idea. Um, even some like the billionaires and millionaires, they'll always talk to you about, college. Work on yourself, improve yourself. Well, if you go to college, you're going to be learning how to learn. And when you get out here, in the real world or whatever, what it comes down to is being able to solve problems. Basically, there's always going to be something you have to deal with, and whether you start your own business or whatever, there's always going to be something they have to deal with. And college taught me how to just hang in there, show up. That's all it is, just showing up. Showing up is half the battle. It's about 80% of success is just showing up. And then learning how to reading things, reading books, understanding. I don't know if you noticed, but when you take a test, when you cram for tests, you're learning how to prepare for what's on the exam, right? Well, that's the same thing. In the real world, what you're going to be doing is you're always studying, you're always learning, and you're always going to be trying to navigate through life. And I always remember, it's funny because I always remember my college exams, how I was trying to figure out what's the most important thing that needs it's going to be on this test. And so that's the same thing in life, what are the three things I need to be focusing on right now more than all this other little dabbling, whether it's in my job or whether it's like on some of my businesses or whatever. Like, I'm always thinking, how can I do this better? And so don't be so inclined to listen to every little thing that you see on social media. I fell for it. There's a lot of different things, and I don't know that people are saying that, and I don't know if they're necessarily good or bad, but I'm telling you guys, I'm Carl, I'm the real deal. Go to college, get smart. That's what you need to do. You need to get smart, and you need to be hanging around the right people. Do not hang around the bad people. Do not hang around the wrong people, and watch, they'll trick you. There will be people that you think that you're around good people, like maybe your family, maybe some old friends, but until you get out there on your own, meaning like you get into your own place, your own apartment, you start seeing what it's like to be alone, or what it's like to rely on yourself and to generate happiness from here, from the inside, right? that's when you're going to grow the most, and you're going to realize that you need to be around the right people. And so college, why would you not want to be around people in college? They're all going there to learn. They're all there to get smart. That's who I'd be hanging around with. People who are going to college, who are doing stuff, who got a job, like all this entrepreneurial stuff is really cool. Like I would totally would suggest doing it. If anybody's an entrepreneur, it's me by heart. But I also keep one foot in reality. I go to college, I keep a job, and I'm always reading and learning and doing that stuff. When you get off work, this is what it's gonna be like. When you get off work, you're only gonna have so much time. You need to go to sleep some point in that and after work at night, right? And then you're also going to, and then you're gonna need to eat. And for me, if you're anything like me, you'll go work out. All this happens after work. Maybe for some of you it's before work, but whatever it is, you only got that little chunk between the time that you get off and the time that you wake up to go to work the next day. You only have that window. And then obviously you have the weekends depending on what kind of job you have. So this is just my perspective on what life is like after college. Again, you can do anything you want in life. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Believing is half the thing. And so is college for everybody? No, it's definitely not. Was it for me? Yes, because I didn't grow up and I really was not like, this is one of those things, is I wasn't growing up with a lot of, they call it the silver spoon. I just don't want to use the same phrase that everybody else uses. But I had to work for everything. I hang around. I had drug problems and everything else. And look, I made it now because of college. College gave me the confidence, and having a job, like that. And you're not, just because you have a job now doesn't mean that's where you're going to be at in a year or two. Things happen fast. We move a lot. I move a lot. So my best advice for you is when you get done with college, just get a job. Get a job, and from there, if you don't like it, don't quit until you have another job. Don't ever leave something until you have something else, and you'll be just fine. This is Carl, aka WOLVOFFICIAL, coming at you with this YouTube live video. Thank you so much. If you got time, subscribe. Follow some of my other stuff on Instagram, and I wish you the very best. Live a life of abundance. Don't think about competition. Live a life of abundance. I love you guys to death. Good luck to you. My hat's off to you and your success. Do great things in this life. Make a difference and kick some you-know-what.